Hey good people, it's Paul here. I wanted to quickly share this video because I have a wonderful marriage, and I wanted to share that because I think that Pascal and I have found the formula to being able to just get on with it, rock on and do it really well. And we still have the stresses that everyone else has in life, so we live in Australia. Both our families live in different countries. And Pascal's in New Zealand, mine in the UK, and so that can be quite a lot of stress because we don't have that support. We're setting up a business. We're uncertain as to where that's going to go. We're running a property portfolio, which adds a financial pressure there, especially in the early days when you're growing it. And plus many other things. So there is always the stress that everyone has in life. But what I think we've found is a formula that means that we don't get into those heated, angry arguments that just drive a wedge between you. So we haven't had a heated argument since we've been together. We've been married 2 years, so it's still fresh, but I don't think that we'll ever have an angry, heated argument because we've found a way to actually talk it through and be present when we have a conflict. And I'll take you through three of the fundamentals. There are more, but I'll take you through three of them, the ones that work for us at least when we get into an issue. So now, I guess a simple example of a conflict might be in the kitchen. I'll look over and say, "Why are you chopping the veg like that? I wouldn't do it like that." And it sounds very silly, but if I say something like that every single day, I become bloody annoying. And what I need to do is just let it go. What's the common goal? To have a good dinner. It doesn't matter how the veggies chopped. Yeah, we're not trying to win MasterChef. Let it go, Paul. When I'm in the kitchen, I sort of have this thing that takes over me, and I'm just really a bit controlling in the kitchen. I'm sure many other people are as well. Just let it go. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so three fundamentals would be, the first one is common goal. Have a common goal when you sit down to talk something through, or when you bring something to the table to discuss. Make very clear what the common goal is. An example, maybe one partner wants to take a new job, but that new job means that they've got to move to a different city, but the other partner really likes where you live. In fact, maybe you do both like where you live, but it means that there's going to be sacrifice and compromise involved in that move, and maybe you don't agree on it. Well, what's the common goal there? Well, the common goal is to live a happy life and find somewhere to live that is easy to get to work, and that's somewhere you both enjoy. Make that clear at the beginning of the conversation. What is the common goal? What are we working together to achieve? Number two is to listen. Now, listening is something that we all should do better. We all think we listen, but we don't really listen. Most of the time, when someone's talking to us, we're trying to formulate our response, which is fine, but when the little voice in your head is louder than the person speaking, you're not listening. So my advice would be, turn down the voice in your head which is formulating a response. Turn down the voice that is saying whether you agree with what they're saying or don't agree. Have your opinion ready, but have your opinion ready in a way that allows them to still speak and you hear them. You hear what they're saying. Listen to them without judgment. Be open to what they're saying. Accept what they're saying. It's listening without filters. And number three is understand. Now, it can also be called empathy. So having a perspective, having their perspective, standing in their shoes. They're telling me something, they're coming across to me with a bit of information, they're sharing their feelings with me, whatever they're saying, that is their perspective. And what they're saying does not mean anything about me. I need to understand where they are coming from. And if I can listen and understand in that way, then I will have more empathy for what they're saying and more tolerance for what they're saying. Sometimes you won't agree with it, but if you listen to what they're saying to understand, not to judge, then whether you agree with it or not, it allows them to get that information across to you without you jumping down their throat, or without you saying, well, hang on, what about this? What about this? What about this? So it's these are three small things. These are three fundamental things, but small things that you can do when you get into a conversation that is perhaps a sensitive subject or a challenge. So number one was find a common goal, bring that common goal to the table and talk about it before you get into any conversation. The second one is listen, actively listen without judgment. And third one is understand. Have empathy for what they're saying, have understanding for their feelings. We don't need to provide a solution to what they're saying, just understand where they're coming from. Now there are other things, other fundamentals that I could share with you, and I will post other videos around that, and also videos around, okay, now you've found a common goal and you've had good listening and you're understanding what they're saying, well, how do you actually resolve the conflict? Okay, so we'll talk about that another time. Have a good day. That's me. Ciao.